Salwete, we are beginning lesson 18, book 6, lines 384 to 425. We have skipped over lines 333 to 383, in which Aeneas has seen the shade, or the ghost, of Palinurus, who fell off his boat at the end of during the night in book 5, and he was then washed ashore and killed by natives, we find out, of Italy. And the Sibyl tells Palinurus that he will be properly buried, and the spot where he died will bear his name for posterity. And Aeneas and the Sibyl then approach the boatman, Charon. So we pick up the narrative there, and I'll go ahead and read the Latin. Ergiter inceptum peragunt fluioque propinquant, navita quos iam induit stygia prospexit abunda, per tacitum nemus ire pedem quad vertere ripae. Sic priora greditur dictis at quincrepat ultro. So we have ergo here, therefore. Therefore, since Palinurus is content. That was the episode that happened right before this. So therefore, since they've talked to Palinurus and he's okay, now they press on with their journey. So this is just moving us from one place to now this place. Therefore, they move on since they've settled things with Palinurus. They peragunt. The subjects are Aeneas and the Sibyl. They press on, or they carry on, or continue, their iter, their journey, inceptum, having been begun, perfect passive participle from incipio, incipere, incepi, inceptus, and the journey has already been begun, so now they're continuing it. So Vergil's transitioning us into this new scene here. Therefore, they continue with their journey, having been begun. And they propinquant, and they approach to the fluvio, to the river. Now, fluvio is in dative case because the verb apropinquat, or apropinquo, or propinquo takes the dative case. So this is a special verb with the dative. They approach to the river. Think of the word prope, means close to. So it's related to this. Propinquant, they approach to the river. And this is where Charon is, in the river. Navita, the boatman. As soon as, ut. Translate ut here, this conjunction, as soon as. As soon as the boatman, subject, prospexit, sees, them is the accusative, meaning Aeneas and the Sibyl. And then we have some conditions under which he sees them that locate how far they are from each other. So let's take a look at that one more time. As soon as the boatman sees them. Now take this phrase, iam inde, which literally now from there, meaning now from there where Charon is. And I assume he's in his boat in the river. So now from there. One edition I consulted said that you could translate this as even. This phrase is almost like saying etiam, even. So even from there, meaning that he saw them from a great distance. As soon as the boatman saw them, even from there, meaning even way back from the river, because they're quite far from the river at this point. Even from there, and then a little more detail, from the Stygian wave, meaning from the Stygian river. I see this as metonymy here. He's not on only one wave, but in the river. One more time, let's put these two locating phrases in here. As soon as the boatman saw them, even from there, from the Stygian wave. So Stygian wave is going to be ablative, stygia unda, with the preposition ab. And then inde is a adverb, and yam is an adverb. So I'm just going to put yellow around those. Even from there, from the Stygian wave, as soon as he saw them, and what did he see them to do? He saw them per tacitum nemus ire, to go through the quiet grove of trees. There's a grove of trees, apparently, before you reach the shore. So those are accusatives with the preposition per. And then ire is a complementary infinitive. Well, not complementary infinitive, but this is an indirect statement, right? He sees them, this is a verb of the head, to go. So this is something he observes, and so now our verbs that follow, prospexit, are in the infinitive, indirect statement. He saw them, you got to assume them is the subject of the indirect statement, them to go through the quiet grove. One edition I read indicates that we wouldn't expect to hear noise of footsteps in a world of ghosts. So you got Aeneas and the Sibyl, they are quite out of their place, and so hearing these footsteps through the grove is rather odd. So he notices this. He saw them to go through the quiet grove. No footsteps should be heard in this grove. And to advertere, and to turn their pedem, a fancy way of saying to turn their foot, to turn their direction, literally, to turn their foot, ripai, and there's a dative, to the bank of the river. So now they're coming to the bank. So he observed their progress as they approached the bank. As soon as the boatman saw them, even from there, in his boat, meaning, from the Stygian wave, to go through the quiet forest. Let's go together, by the way. And to turn their foot to the bank. Now you have your main verb here. He addresses them. But this word could also be he attacks. If you take that sense of meaning with the word, then it's an aggressive address that Charon makes to Aeneas and the Sibyl. He's probably a little upset seeing some living mortals down here, and it's only supposed to be the dead. He's not supposed to take them across. So we have, as soon as he saw them, all this, to go through the quiet grove and to turn their step to the bank, he prior first. In other words, he doesn't wait for them to talk to him. He first addresses them, you got to put in, seek, so, in this way, dictis, with words. Ablative tells us how he addresses with words. And he chides them voluntarily. Voluntarily an adverb. He chides them, or he scolds them. And so we'll do that last part one more time. He first addresses them. You got to put in Eios, right? Aeneas and the Sibyl. So, in this way, with words, and he chides them voluntarily. We'll see what he says in the next video.